Hi, and welcome to another episode of S.A.G.E Holistic Health and Wellness Center. I'm Emily Sellis, your host, and I'm so excited to welcome you to spend a little bit of time with us here today. We are so excited to have Crystal Springy, who is our Nutritional Therapy Practitioner here at S.A.G.E, doing amazing work with individuals. She is going to talk about what nutritional therapy is. She's going to talk to you about how your stress levels are affected by the food you eat, how you can improve your stress response, and also you're going to learn about the 4 foundational pillars of holistic health, how you can really deal with underlying imbalances, understand more about the gut-brain axis, digestive health, and get some great motivation for taking care of the very most important asset that you can influence, your physical health. She's got a lot to teach us. Have a listen, and please share and subscribe. S.A.G.E is a 501c3 nonprofit organization building community by providing education and counseling about physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. We encourage all of our listeners to find their own path to what holistic wellness means to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Crystal and I do nutritional therapy and Reiki here at S.A.G.E. I enjoy integrating the two with each of my clients because I really believe that using a mind-body approach as a pathway to healing can be very effective in many cases. My goal as a nutritional therapy practitioner is to encourage people to become knowledgeable about and responsible for their own health. You can support your body's innate ability to heal, and that is by addressing the importance of nutrient-dense food, lifestyle choices, and how social and personal components influence your health. Throughout this podcast, I'm going to be talking a lot about the effects of stress. Many people don't recognize that there can be many lifestyle factors that can trigger a stress response. In my opinion, Stress is anything that can bring your body out of homeostasis, anything that can bring your body out of balance. So that could look like anything from emotions such as anxiety, worry, fear, anger, a lack of sleep, under or over exercising, and of course, poor nutritional habits can all create a stress response in your body. And when your body is out of homeostasis due to any of these factors being imbalanced, symptoms such as chronic fatigue, irregular periods, headaches, and so many others can begin to present themselves. In order for someone to maintain balance in the body, I believe you must strengthen your health foundations. And I view the health foundations as 4 pillars, and that first pillar being nutrition. Nutrition, really nourishing your body with the nutrients it needs to optimize your health, but that also means ensuring that your digestive system is healthy to be able to absorb all of these nutrients. Second pillar is stress response management. Of course, there is always going to be stress in your life, but what is important is learning to manage your reaction to it, hence the stress response management. So that can look like developing a mindfulness practice, learning relaxation techniques, and just really implementing lots of self-care. Third pillar is going to be movement. And that's just really implementing ways throughout your day that you can move. Yes, working out is great, exercising is great, but what we're really looking at here is that you're moving throughout the day to keep your circulation moving, to keep your energy moving, and just really avoiding a still lifestyle to avoid any stagnant energy. And then the last foundation that we have is environment. And what that looks like is really you evaluating your environment and looking to see what may be positively affecting you and what may be negatively affecting you. Negative factors can look like the news, lots of politics, friends that gossip, family that gossip, a poor nutrient-dense diet, TV shows, video games. There's so many things that could be negatively affecting you because we do live in such a stressful world. And then of course, taking those stressors out where you can and implementing more things that affect you positively, which could be, really getting back to the hobbies that you enjoy, creating new hobbies, surrounding yourself with positive friends, positive family, eating clean and organic foods, and then of course my favorite, connecting with nature. Many people nowadays who have a chronic disease may believe that they don't need to make lifestyle changes as long as they can control their symptoms with medication. In reality, a chronic disease is a clear sign of a bodily imbalance, and if this underlying imbalance is not addressed, more chronic diseases may develop and honestly will keep developing over time until you look at that root cause. Even though modern medicine can be very effective in many cases, when it comes to chronic disease, lifestyle changes are always vital to restoring balance. It can really help modern interventions be a lot more effective too, because what we're doing is optimizing our body's resources to make those modern interventions more effective. On the other hand, I do believe that medications and supplements could be used as a bridge to help manage your symptoms while you are strengthening your health foundation. So they can create a little bridge while you're rebuilding all your health foundations. And it can be very effective in that sense. Going back to the foundations, each leg, in my opinion, needs to be balanced for optimal health. For example, many people can go through diets without experiencing much change or really experiencing change to the extent that they hope they would. And that could be because, again, one of their foundational pieces are missing. So they aren't managing their emotions, they're living a stagnant lifestyle, or living really in a negative environment. And with all of those factors still in play, more often than not, someone would still be experiencing a lot of their symptoms. Today, I'm going to expand on the first two foundations, diet and stress response management, because I believe that they are very intricately connected through the gut-brain axis. The concept of the gut-brain axis is that the mind encompasses mental states that include thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, and emotions. And different mental states can either positively or negatively affect biological functioning, especially in the digestive system. Vice versa, the health of our digestive system can affect mood, behavior, neurotransmitter activity, and cause us to react to stressors a lot more easily. The gut is often thought of as the second brain because of this intricate connection between our brain and between our nervous system. Inflammation from stress and unhealthy eating habits can really impair the integrity of our gut. Impairs the integrity of our gut, so therefore impairs our physical and mental health. It's such a vicious cycle, so you can think the chicken or the egg. Did the digestive issues come first that affected your emotions, increased anxiety, increased your brain fog, or were you having such chronic stress that ultimately started to slow your digestive system down? So like I said, to manage the integrity of your gut, stress and diet really both need to be managed. I specialize in digestive and hormonal balance, and improving the two can do so much to boost someone's health, especially inflammation, because the root cause of systemic inflammation is stemmed from unmanaged digestive inflammation. And the first step, in my opinion, of healing for someone would be to restore the damage that has been done to the digestive system. I am such a big believer that gut health equals whole health, and that is because of the many important roles that it plays. It absorbs nutrients into the bloodstream that we need for energy, growth, and cell repair. It houses 70% of our immune system, so therefore it really starts to control systemic inflammation. It also houses our microbiome and 90% of serotonin, which are both very intricately connected to our mental health. Hippocrates believed that all disease begins in the gut, Therefore, an imbalanced digestive system can really be the root cause of many diseases. It's important that we are absorbing nutrients because your cells are the building blocks of everything in your body. So your health is dictated by the health of your cells, and that is only to the extent that your cells are healthy, you're going to be healthy. Nutrients nourish cells, providing them with exactly what they need to reproduce and function. They build and repair tissue, facilitate normal bodily processes, and provide energy. If, in fact, a lack of nutrients can even determine how genetic information is replicated and affect genetic expression. Nowadays, I completely believe that many of the diseases that we see are due to malnutrition. Now, when it comes to changing food, I know some people can become resistant to nutritional advice because it seems like it is always changing. Not only that, but many fad diets really promote extremely contradictory ideas of what healthy is, and I can see how this can become intimidating and frustrating for a lot of people. And not just because there really is no one diet fits all. What is beneficial for another person can be a trigger in another. For example, turmeric is known to have properties that lower inflammation, but being a nightshade, it can also trigger someone with an autoimmune disease. That is because there is no one diet fits all. What is going to be beneficial for one person can be a trigger for another. Turmeric is known to have properties that lower inflammation, but being a nightshade, it can also trigger inflammation in some people. Research is revealing that individuals have different nutritional needs based on a wide variety of factors. So their genes, their level of activity, climate, body size, metabolic rate, and so much more. And this is where an elimination diet can be very helpful because it helps people shift through all this information and really get to the heart of what uniquely works for them. Here at S.A.G.E, I have created a 6-week series that is meant to be a small group coaching where it allows people to get together and support each other through an elimination diet, which elimination diet we consider as anti-inflammatory. During the 6-week program, we have our first 4 weeks as an eating plan that will eliminate sugar, alcohol, grains, legumes, soy, and dairy from your diet and instead focuses on whole foods. A large part of it is cutting out inflammatory foods from your diet, which can trigger an immune response in some people. It is great for getting an insight into what foods can be causing negative reactions in your body. While we are eliminating these foods, we also incorporate foods that are health promoting. So for example, healthy fats for their anti-inflammatory properties, bone broth, which is popular for restoring the gut lining, and prebiotics to support the microbiome. This will teach you to make educated and informed decisions for your diet really for the rest of your life. And this is something that can be beneficial for not only yourself, but for your families as well. I encourage you to look at Whole30.com and read the testimonials because people say that it can really be life-changing. It can be life-changing because this diet is not only popular for lowering inflammation, but it helps with balancing hormones, stabilizing blood sugar, and increasing energy. This diet can also be customized for someone with an autoimmune disease or with a bacteria overgrowth. The remaining 2 weeks is the reintroduction phase. You will slowly start to add these eliminated foods back in, and you begin to understand how food will uniquely affect you. During this process, it's important to really tune in, track how each food is making you feel physically and emotionally. Ultimately, like I said, and at the end, you'll ultimately create a diet that is unique for you. Years of eating pro-inflammatory foods, processed and nutrient-poor foods, it takes such a toll on the body, leading to many diseases that our ancestors never experienced. 200 years ago, there was no need for the concept of a whole foods diet. everyone ate a whole foods diet, but due to some wacky nutritional advice of the past and kind of the present too, as well as modern food manufacturing practices throughout the Industrial Revolution, we are living in a world where a whole foods diet is just a concept, but yet a very important concept. A whole foods diet is one that very closely resembles how it is found in nature, with very minimal processing, cooking, and doctoring up. And processed foods, directly in contrast, is often stripped of vital nutrients like fat and infused with additives, preservatives, and sugar. These foods are scientifically created to increase our dopamine levels, and that makes them highly addictive. And really, these foods have become so genetically modified over the years that our digestive system just doesn't recognize them as food. So when we eat these genetically modified foods, our immune system views it as a foreign invader or a perceived threat, and then it triggers an immune response in the digestive system. So what happens during immune response? Acute inflammation is your body's natural and helpful immune system. So for example, you fall off your bike, you get a cut, the cut swells, it reddens and feels inflamed. And these are all signs that your immune system is busy at work, sending white blood cells to the site of the injury to repair your tissue. In this situation, inflammation is your friend and you couldn't live without it. It really explains that our bodies are designed to heal themselves. But what starts out as a healthy response can have reverse effects if it persists too long. When chronic inflammation persists too long, it really then creates systemic inflammation. So inflammation in your joints, in your brain, and in your sinuses. Basically, it's your body's confused and really damaging your immune response to a barrage of environmental stressors. Inflammation is the root cause of so many diseases, but the thing is, inflammation is really just your immune system doing its job. It's trying to protect you from your unhealthy lifestyle choices. Continuously eating these pro-inflammatory foods and having high levels of stress can result in unmanaged inflammation in the digestive tract, and at that point, you can think of the intestines as being swollen, and then they slowly are going to start to rip apart, and this is what is known as leaky gut. With leaky gut, because now that there are holes in your intestines, partially digested proteins and fat then can begin to seep through the intestinal lining and directly into your bloodstream. And this causes an allergic response in the body. So when your body hits an inflammatory overload, your defense system gets overwhelmed and confused, and it literally starts to not know the difference between the invader and you. As a result, your well-meaning immune system really begins to turn on itself, destroys healthy cells, destroys tissues, and really everything else in its wake. And this is where you start to see an autoimmune disease manifest. One of the biggest warning signs that you may be experiencing leaky gut is that you are experiencing multiple food sensitivities. Many people don't recognize these as an allergic response because they're not breaking out a rash, their throat isn't getting swollen, because these symptoms can really present itself in various ways. Everyone's body is so different and experience different symptoms. So it's important for you to tune into your body and discover what that looks like for you. But on average, food sensitivities can show up in someone like joint pain, hair loss, bloating, thyroid conditions, fatigue, headaches, skin issues like rosacea and acne, digestive issues, and weight gain can all be signs of food sensitivities. And when these are left unrepaired, it can lead to more severe health issues like inflammatory bowel disease, IBS, arthritis, fibromyalgia, depression, anxiety, or chronic pain. Another huge problem with leaky gut is that it can cause malabsorption of vital nutrients and minerals. As I discussed earlier, a mind-body approach is very effective. So adjusting food is only one portion. Emotions can also trigger inflammation, therefore causing leaky gut. And during that 6-week series, we work to introduce and incorporate stress response management techniques. That can look like being in the present moment as often as possible, practicing gratitude, keeping a positive mindset, implementing deep breathing techniques, meditation, yoga, so many other things, and just really being aware of your stress and your emotions. During that series, we will help you discover what that looks like for you and how you can implement that in your daily life. I am holding another 6-week series starting April 16th, which you can register on the S.A.G.E website. Thank you for listening, and I hope I provided some insight on how food and emotions can dictate your health. And of course, no matter what direction that you're taking towards bettering your health, food should always be a part of the process. Learn more about my series or any of my services. I offer a free phone consultation for up to 30 minutes, and that can really help you discover if nutritional therapy services are right for you. And that could also be scheduled through the S.A.G.E website as well. Again, thank you for listening, and I hope to see you around S.A.G.E.
Thank you for spending some of your time today with us at S.A.G.E Holistic Health and Wellness Center. If you like what we're all about, please consider supporting our nonprofit organization by making a tax-deductible donation. To do this, you can go to our website at www.sagewellnessctr.org and click on Donate in the upper right-hand corner. We look forward to spending some time again with you real soon. Take good care.